Hello, good morning, students. Welcome in today's class through online teaching. In today's class, we will discuss a beautiful poem entitled Christabel, and this poem has been included in BA Part 2nd syllabus, paper 1st, Poetry and Drama. The poem Christabel was written by Samuel Taylor Coleridge, who was a famous romantic poet of 19th century. So students, before studying this poem, we will know something about the poet Samuel Taylor's life. So let's start. Samuel Taylor Coleridge was born on October 21, 1772 in the little Devonshire town of Ottery St. Mary. He was born in 1772. Samuel Taylor Coleridge was born in 1772. He was the youngest child of a family of 13 children. His father was John Coleridge. Samuel Taylor Coleridge's father's name was John Coleridge. He was the vicar of the parish church. He was also the master of the free grammar school of the town. John Coleridge, who was father of Samuel Taylor Coleridge, was the master of the free grammar school of the town. He was a simple, sincere, and good hearted man. His ways were somewhat eccentric, but he was a man of great scholarship and learning. The impression of his life and character on all the children, including Coleridge, was deep and lasting. The poet's mother is described as a woman of strong mind. She was attentive to her husband's duty. She was devoted to the husband and family. She was ever anxious to make gentlemen of her sons. It was the task which her visionary husband left in her hands. The father, however, recognized the extraordinary genius of his youngest son, so he took personal charge of his training. He took him to long rambles in the country and early interested him in subjects of philosophical and religious speculations. In 1791, Samuel Taylor Coleridge was entered on the Jesus College, Cambridge at the age of 19. In the very first year of his university career, he won the Brown Medal for a Greek ode on the unhappy lots of slaves in the West Indies. By reason of his gifts of brilliant conversation, he soon became the center of a large circle of admiring friends. He could repeat page after page of prose and poetry verbatim. He was deeply stirred by the French Revolution. Utopian dreams filled his thoughts. It made his study aimless. In 1793, he suddenly ran away from the college and joined military. In 1793, Coleridge left college and joined military. He was tired of his military life in 2 months, so he returned to his alma mater. He left the university without taking any degree. Coleridge left the university without taking any degree. Coleridge is called a metaphysician because he has produced more work in criticism and philosophical than in poetry. He devoted himself to muse only in his young manhood. We can say that Samuel Taylor Coleridge was like a Hamlet, forever plotting and designing but seldom acting. So most of his work was of a fragmentary nature. but this small amount of his poetry is of special quality. The Ancient Mariner, the Christabel, the Kubla Khan, and Love are well known works by Samuel Taylor. Gifted with highly imaginative powers, ability to imagine formed the basis of the both his poetical strength and critical theory. Intensely interested in politics, he liked the other romanticism and he was deeply influenced by the French Revolution. Coleridge formed fruitful literary friendship with both Robert Southey and William Wordsworth. He was close friend of William Wordsworth. Together, William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge brought out lyrical ballads in 1798. It is important fact that lyrical ballads was written by William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge and it was published in 1798. Samuel Taylor Coleridge was died in 1834. So students, he was born in 1772 while he was died in 1834. The poem Christabel was written by Samuel Taylor Coleridge and the first part of the poem Christabel was composed in 1797. When was it was composed? It was composed in 1797 and it was published in 1816. It was written in 1797 but it was published in 1816. It is a descriptive poem about chivalry and magic. It is a story of an innocent girl who is entrapped by a witch. The poem produces the feeling of our fear and mystery through its simple and natural sources. The main characteristics of the poem is its suggestiveness, which hints about mysterious horrible events. It is free from shining light and dark shadows of ancient mariner, but it has the glow of evening. Suddenly, flames and mysterious noises emerge from dim light, and we feel the existence of evil power. So, students, it is a tale of love, magic, and chivalry. The poem Christabel is a poem of love, magic, and chivalry. Christabel is the daughter of a baron whose name is Sir Leoline. Christabel's father's name is Sir Leoline, who lives in a castle. He is a rich man. Sir Leoline, who lives in a castle, he is a very rich man. He has a toothless bitch. She barks twice an hour. Christabel's mother is dead, and her father has deep love and sympathy for her. Her father loves her very much. One night, she sees her lover in her dream. She goes to the forest to pray for his health. She kneels down under an oak tree and begins her prayer. Suddenly, she hears a painful cry. She sees a beautiful girl who has curly hair and dressed in white clothes. Christabel suddenly sees a beautiful girl who has curly hair and dressed in white clothes. Her hands and neck are undressed. She has nothing under her feet. Diamonds and jewels are shining in her hair. Christabel is frightened and prays to God for help and safety. The woman speaks in a very sweet voice She tells her name Geraldine. She tells her name Geraldine and asks Christabel to cast aside her fear. She is in great distress and begs Christabel to help her. She says that she belongs to a noble family. The lady Geraldine tells about Miss Evening that she belongs to a noble family. 5 robbers have kidnapped her. They bound her on a horse and rushed like a wind. When the night fell, one of the warriors removed her and placed her under the oak tree. When she heard the castle clock, she woke up. Geraldine requests Christabel to help her. Accepting her request, Christabel stretches out her hands. She assures Geraldine that her father is a brave man. He is a baron and he will certainly give her protection. His friends will escort her to her home. Geraldine is pleased to hear this. She stood up. Both started for the castle. Christabel tells her that there should be no noise because the whole palace is sleeping and her father is ill. There is dead silence in palace, so they walk stealthily. Christabel tells her that during the night she should share her bed. Geraldine is extremely tired. She falls down, but Christabel makes her stand. She prays Virgin Mary to help them. The poet describes about two men aunts. One of them is the witch. She had gone out of her kennel in cold moonlit night. Seeing the newcomer, she barks. The fire in the hall is almost extinct, but as soon as they enter the hall, it becomes and flames rise from it. Sir Leoline is in fast asleep. The moon is shining with its faint light. The room is dark, but one can see the charming paintings on the walls of the hall through the light of the silver lamp. Christabel gives the lady strong wine. It was prepared by her mother when she was alive. Now her mother is dead, yet it is believed that she will return at the night of her marriage. Geraldine is in reality she was devil, and in the hall she sees the spirit of her dead mother of Christabel, who has come to guard her daughter from her evil influence. Geraldine orders the spirit to go away because she cannot disturb her at the hour of night. Geraldine wipes her forehead, drinks the wine offered to her by Christabel, and looks refreshed. She appears beautiful like a fairy. She thanks Christabel and asks her to undress herself and go to bed. Christabel obeys her. She begins to pray and undresses herself. Geraldine kneels down for prayer. Her eyes are rolling. She is producing heavy breathing sound. She even undressed her undergarments. Her bosom is revealed and looks horrible. She lays down beside Christabel. She takes Christabel in her arms and says that there is a spell in the touch of her bosom. So she has come under her spell. This spell will make her unconscious. Christabel becomes unconscious. She says that Christabel will not be able to describe her condition due to power of her magic. She must only say that Christabel has found a damsel in the forest and brought her home. In this way, Geraldine stamps her with the mark of shame and sorrow. So, student, this is the central theme of the poem Christabel, and in next class we will explain it